All right, folks, welcome back for another episode. I wanted to welcome my next guest. He lives at the intersection of nostalgia, creativity, and modern music making. You know him as the creative force behind modern nostalgia, where he curates a world of timeless vibes while building one of the most inspiring music and sync communities. Geo wears many hats. He's a producer, songwriter, manager, strategist. You guys also probably recognize his fingerprints on the viral anthem PTI, a high energy track that united Filipino voices and turned language into a rallying cry for pride and identity. That's just one facet of what the man does with modern nostalgia. He's been pulling back the curtain on his creative process, especially around sync licensing and music for TV and film, empowering other artists, which I think is the most important part, with practical tools and free patterns to understand how to craft music that gets placed. I wanted to welcome Gio to the show. What's good, brother? How are you?
Thank you so much, man. No, it's good to be here, man. Thank you so much for that awesome intro.
Yeah, well, it's
Thank you.
well deserved for sure. But before we go into what you're doing now, it is clear that the root of what you do is your love for music. So let's go all the way back real quick to the beginning. Talk to me about your first introduction to music. What is your earliest memory?
My mom used to play On the Wings of Love when she was pregnant with me. That was my earliest, like, I remember going to church and them playing that on like Coast 103.5 or whatever the slow rock is. And
Yeah.
I remember knowing the words without ever thinking I've heard it. And she used to tell me that she used to play it when she was pregnant with me.
That is wild, man.
I actually can trace a lot of my sensibility to that like yacht rock early 90s type of like, like On the Wings of Love, even like all the soundtrack stuff. I think that's why I got into it. Like the anything I do it for you from the Prince of Thieves or Karate Kid. The I
Yeah.
did the right thing. Like all that all that like that type of stuff. That's the type of stuff I grew up listening to, honestly.
That
And
is,
then like I remember finding hip hop, oddly enough, I was 2 years old and we was in the Philippines and I heard Andrew E for the first time. That's
oh
how I
yeah, humanap ka ng
fell in love. Yeah,
pangit.
that's the song.
That's
I had a cassette.
I had the same one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It was almost like a play on like the bad cassette, kind of a little
yeah.
bit like that. Yeah, I
That's
remember
crazy.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. Oh, this first time I've gotten to talk about Andrew E too. So thank you
No,
for
no, no.
bringing
But
that
the
up.
thing is, a lot of people think that like this was something I recently like. Everything about me making music has a lot to do with Filipino OPM. The first concert I ever went to was a Gary Valenciano shout concert at the Universal Amphitheater at Universal Studios when I was like
Crazy.
5 or 6 or something.
Were you born in the Philippines and then came to the
No,
U.S.?
I was born. I would honestly, I don't. I believe I was born out here.
Okay.
Honestly, like if I'm keeping the buck, I think I was born in Anaheim.
Okay.
But like I remember going out there early and then coming back. I actually learned Tagalog before I learned English.
Wow. Can you
Yeah.
still speak Tagalog?
No, so they made me unlearn it. The
That's right.
preschool made me like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, good point. Because they want
yeah,
you to assimilate, right? Yeah.
yeah. But you never when you learn Tagalog first, you always understand it.
Yeah.
So like
Times are different back then though.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
the same. I'm the product of the same time period.
exactly.
Yeah.
But like it's like every time I try to fix my mouth to like I understand it, but every time like it feels like it's wrong, right? Because they tried to make you not say it. So like
Yeah.
I'm still like trying to get over that awkwardness, like not knowing if it's right because it's been so long time, but I can understand it though fluently.
That's great, man. Just OPM. I love talking about it because I
Well,
grew
no,
up
so
on the
what
same
happened
music too,
was like
bro.
when I was like 5, right? My mom like bamboozled me. She like finessed me because she couldn't there was no babysitter, I think is what it was. And so they were like, "We're going to Universal Studios." And I was excited, right?
Yeah.
And then I started to see we were going to the right.
Yeah.
We were going
Not the
to I'm
park.
like, "What's happening?" And then I kind of like got there. I was like I was like, I'm like, "Nah." and then it, and I don't know if you know this, but shout was like Christian music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, like just that infectious energy, honestly, it would have been the same thing if it was Kirk Franklin, Can I Get a Revolution, which I honestly feel like shout was like heavily inspired by. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Like it felt, doesn't it feel like that energy? Like it had that like that
Absolutely.
new jack like gospel. Like that's really really what it was. It was like new jack gospel. You know, like that's the best way I could explain Gary Valenciano in the '90s. Like it's like new jack gospel.
At some point.
Yeah, right. And all those like Boys to Men, like all those like
Yeah.
sounds, you know that Teddy Riley joint. You know what I'm saying?
New Jack Swing. That's
Yeah.
that's the best way to
But
put it.
honestly, my favorite song, because I ended up like that. I remember seeing that concert. I'm like, this is, I want to do that. Whatever that is, I
Yeah.
don't want to sing it, but like, I want to make this. Like, I want this.
Mhm.
And I remember like that day they bought that album. I stole that album from my mom, no, my auntie, right? And I played that. I played it like bad, like up till it like broke almost. And there was a song on there that he brought back during the pandemic. It was Out of the Dark or Follow Me, like something like that. Like that's one of my favorite songs, period. Gospel,
Wow.
whatever. Like just because like it's very naked. It's like even like how I understand how to tell a story through song. A lot of it is that and Babyface. Like it's
Okay.
like those two. Like even like listening to Gary Valenciano, even like the Tagalog stuff. That and I grew
Yeah.
up on like Apple hiking. So
Apple Hiking Society, man.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like before all the hip hop stuff, like this is all I listened to. And then like when you start to assimilate more and more, it was like half and half. So I grew up in San Pedro and Carson originally.
Yeah.
So like San Pedro for school, Carson is where like we were at, right? So I was in like the South Bay essentially, like not just Carson, like with San Pedro, like all around, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that's where I learned like hip hop and all that, but like also because I went to school in like a port town that was mostly rock, like I had like a double life, so I listened to
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great. Just a diverse taste in music. And obviously, like hip hop is probably the younger genre of the music that you had just spoken about. So it
yeah,
makes sense
yeah.
that you discovered it later.
I
But
think punk would be like pop punk because I like
yeah,
so it was
that's
interesting.
it.
So when I was like going through like that like angsty time, it was both angsty. So it'd be like Eminem, then like pop punk, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be like Blink and like Green Day and like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah. And I've heard similar comparisons, right, in terms of like the messaging between punk and hip hop, the early
yeah,
start.
even like the Beastie
Yeah.
stuff and all that stuff, like
Yeah.
because even that around that time, it wasn't necessarily like too old because they were doing like Intergalactic around that time. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like or even like the stuff where it was like they were coming back in 2011, that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
like, I love music.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
just love that you highlighted because OPM, man, is dope, man. And I'm familiar with the same music that you listen to in
Yeah.
the Philippines,
Hmm.
Apple, Hot Dog, Sharon,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just, it was
Cinderella.
good music.
Yeah.
Just
Uh-huh.
so that's awesome that you had exposure to that, and then
Yeah.
eventually you got,
Sherry Cuneta, like,
oh
yeah,
man,
Kula Desma.
Cooler
Like,
Desma, yeah,
I'm telling you, bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
a lot of
good,
people,
good
like,
music,
oh yeah, it's like I think a lot of my musical sensibility comes from like that. Even like I've sampled like like
dude.
Apple, like oh yeah, no, so
Oh
yeah,
man,
no,
dude,
I'll show you something off air, but like I have
right.
something coming up with the homie Rocky Rock that
Uh,
I don't want to like spoil too much, but like
No, no, it's all good. And I think Lupe Fiasco sampled the
oh no
Filipino song, right?
yeah no, but
Yeah.
there's a few like that people don't know too much, but yeah, that one was Bolero medley
Yeah.
by
I think was that for Kick Push, maybe? I can't
yeah,
remember.
Regine Velasquez, I think, or
Maybe.
it was
Yeah.
someone like that. No, it was somebody, but like yeah, it was the Bolero medley. I remember that.
Yeah.
for Kick Push.
No, super cool, man. Well, with that, hey, like you said, man, you eventually got into hip hop music. That is what you are known for. But you've got a tie to Eunice Janice that we'll talk about later on too.
Eunice Janine. Oh, so that was interesting too. Like, I don't mind skipping around though. Yeah, with her it was like
Yeah.
in 2020, like and it was the pandemic, and she found me through like this community that I was part of, and like we didn't really meet till 2023, like in person.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Or 22, like because we were actually working for 2 years. During the pandemic, uh
Mhm.
I'd help her like get on Kumu. We had done a single. Like I'm still a manager. I'm
Yeah.
I still manage her. And but yeah, and she's such a dedicated, even to this day. Like she's dedicated artist. Like very simple request. She was like, I want to put a song on Spotify.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why someone like her would succeed. Yes, she's talented, but she was also like obedient in the sense where like I will say a lot of stuff that sounds counterintuitive to a listener,
Okay.
but not if you're like actually doing the thing. Like a lot of times, like there's these things that we call vanity metrics. You know what
Yeah.
vanity metrics are? Yeah.
No.
So I call them something a little different. I call them white dwarf metrics. So white dwarf metrics are metrics that we once thought were important that mean nothing. Monthly listeners, followers, likes, not only are they just for vanity, they don't mean anything anymore. Like it's actually a detriment to like try to like base your like promotion plan around that
Ah,
because it's like
interesting.
it's imaginary. Like it's all like not real. But like even like when it comes to monthly listeners, like stuff like that, like a lot of that is fabricated. You can't base a tour off that, you know? A lot of people try. You can't moneyball music. It's constantly changing. You know,
Yeah.
you can't like you have to really like let the data speak for itself. And I really mean the data, not just like the algorithm. I mean, look at the you said it yourself, patterns and things that people are doing. Dude, the kids that are under like I don't know if you have kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I got one.
So how old's your kid?
Yeah. 11-year-old girl. Yeah.
Okay, so like your age is a little bit younger as well. Not really I mean, like maybe yours might be, but not all kids are fans of technology right now because they were at home for the pandemic. They like being outside. I know these kids out right now, they love landlines, they
Yeah.
love cassette tapes, they love DVDs and CDs, they love VHS, they love that old sound that we grew up on. A lot of that has to do with a lot of these kids getting introduced to it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
a
what I'm
great
saying?
point.
Because, well, look, being honest, a lot of these kids they found out about it because their parents were trying to keep themselves from having a divorce. So they did the spring cleaning thing, and they're like, "Look what mommy and daddy used to listen to when they were kids." That's how that stuff became popular again. That's how like when you look at what everybody's wearing, it's baggy again. It's
Yeah. Oh man.
because
All
you
that
got to
stuff's
think.
resurfacing.
No, what happened was, for content, they're like, "Oh, let me put on my mom and dad's whatever," right? They were like, "That's cool." Oh, is it? Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, look, everything's reversed. Asics are like the shoe right now,
Yeah.
which is mind-boggling.
Right.
But, I'm old. Fuck it. Like, it's
No,
okay. I'm okay
and
with
I
that.
love just your approach and your thought about, hey, metrics are fabricated as they are, but
Yeah.
you really can't base, the music on that, or you can't
Well, okay,
create
let's
around
say
that.
let's say we did. Let's say we did. Let's say we
Okay.
took those metrics seriously, right? I would get arrested by a fire marshal. Like if I had that many people that I have in my followers come to a show or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be problematic for me. For like as far as like somebody who isn't that known but could probably if I were to see be like this is how many people will come if I tweet it out or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if that was real, you know what I'm saying? That's something that'd be amazing. What you want to do though is focus on that. Focus on the people that will actually come.
That's
That's
a
the
good
thing
point.
that I mean, look, we grew up on that out the trunk. believe it or not, that's the best way to do it. But the way that they've devalued music, like doing it out the trunk, is actually pretty lucrative.
Yeah, yeah. No
You
kidding.
know?
And you make a great point on your website, right? You mentioned the industry
Yeah.
did not disappear, but the pathways have changed. And
Yeah.
so everything that you're telling me is leading to that statement, right? So it's a
Yeah.
different approach to what you're doing, and I like that. And I found it more fascinating as I dove into your website.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, yeah. And like, I was actually going to tell you, if you like really get into the meat and potatoes of like the actual courses and all that stuff that's in there,
Yeah.
it really teaches the average artist, because I actually have different courses and I actually made 4 or 5 more. And I
Wow.
have one that's going to be free on the site. Like, I actually put all my references today. I actually put my artist resources for free on the site. I think that so many people, all they need is information. That's all
Yeah.
they need. But the thing is, I've tried to give it away before. I give it away all the time. The same information that I give away for free, people pay me for. Like I'll give it away every day, and then somebody paid today for a consultation. I told them the exact same thing that I say for free, and they listen this time, because I'll like be in their DMs, tell them, they're like, "Oh, thanks for the advice." And I feel cocky sometimes when I say it, but I always tell people I don't give you advice, I give you instructions, because this isn't like my first rodeo.
Yeah.
And like, I work with so many like, for me, volume is key, because like, we could get into it later as far as
Yeah. Yeah.
like sync licensing, which is essentially TV, film, video games, honestly, even like social media, anything that is music behind like moving picture, that's synchronization of the license of synchronization of audio to video is essentially what I do. Artists don't realize that that's how audio is like actually utilized as far as a commodity, right? Like, fans, because they're so outside of what music is used, well, I mean, they're not necessarily, they don't notice it, but every single thing in their life is scored.
Yeah.
You go to the restaurant, it's scored. You go to the cafe, is scored. And all those places, they have to license the music. Like, they have to pay ASCAP and BMI a certain amount of money
Yeah.
to play that legally. You know,
Yeah.
that's
But
actually,
what if they are not registered under
no,
ASCAP
they
or
actually get.
BMI?
Oh, you mean the person? Like,
Yeah.
or you
Yeah.
mean the person or
I guess the
the place?
music too, right? Or yeah, that too as well, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if the place actually has to be licensed for them to be able to play it there,
Interesting.
people don't realize that that's how they're making music. That's actually, you can't actually, you're not allowed. People try to get away with it all the time, and they'll get in trouble. Like, if somebody's in there, like, and they're playing Spotify,
Yeah.
because they're not supposed to be playing Spotify, because
Nuts.
they, no, yeah, they have to technically keep track of like all that stuff,
Wow.
because like it's licensed, because they're making
Right.
commerce while that stuff is happening,
No,
you know.
that's educational. Yeah, and you brought up a couple good things too on your website too. One was that you have a course or an instructional
Mhm.
on how to create music for sync purposes, and I'm like,
So a lot of people think that a lot of it's not necessarily to create it for sync. It's to help people understand that all music is sync music. Like,
yeah, yeah, okay,
so
okay,
to really monetize your stuff properly, it has to be properly licensed for sync.
I see.
People like have these like ambitious songs. Like, a lot of people try to make music and they're trying to be creative, but in reality, what they're doing is they're sampling a song from another thing, trying to be clever, not
Right.
being it. And they, like, let's say that song becomes viral. Not only do they not make any money from that, they will probably owe for the rest of their, like, if they sign, the rest of their career will be trying to pay that license off, probably.
Yeah, no
You
kidding.
know, because they're not going to make a lot of money, especially if their label is focused on streaming. That's another thing I also talk about. We don't have to get into that now. I really want to focus on sync licensing first. But
Yeah.
like, one of the things that people can do is like focus on alternative means of streaming. Like, let's say JPay, that's jail, or like Hoopla, that's the library system. And we'll talk about that later. But like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
when it comes to like sync licensing, well, first of all, in your opinion, the best female singer, like dead or alive.
Oh man, I am a Stevie Nicks fan.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Like, how do you think most people know Stevie Nicks?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, just it's the promotion, right? Like I've never seen Fleetwood Mac live, but
No, but
I heard
even
it
then,
in
like, let's say as a solo
radio.
artist, right? Let's say
Yeah.
as a solo artist, right? They know her from Bootylicious because of the sample. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or you don't think about that? You know what I'm saying? People,
I did because
yeah,
they go back. Where did that song come
yeah,
from, right?
and that's true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff from that era of Destiny's Child, dude. I'm a survivor. Where do we
Yeah.
know that from? Do you remember where we know that from?
Ooh,
Destiny. That's from
oh, where's that from?
Charlie's Angels,
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
right?
So, but
And
yeah,
you
no,
could have
that's a
said
good
any.
point.
No, no, but you could have said any singer. Let's say you said Celine Dion. Boom, right?
Right?
You know where
Tracy
we.
Chapman, right? Yeah, all that.
No, yeah, but do you know where we know Celine Dion from?
Who sampled their music?
No, 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 no. Beauty and the Beast.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, here's one that a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
Luther Vandross. How do we know him?
Oh, what movie did they put his music in?
No, he sung the original Greyhound commercial.
Oh, crazy.
All right, how about
Okay.
this? Stevie, no, not even Stevie Wonder. Let's go Little Richard. Our parents know Little Richard, but how do us kids know Little Richard? You probably don't even realize this.
Oh, probably not, but I mean his stuff was in a bunch of movies too,
Hop
right?
in the magic school bus.
Oh man.
Yeah,
TV
I'm
show,
telling you.
right?
So our entire lives, it's all sync. Queen,
Yeah.
Flash Gordon, you know,
Hey, that's great.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
All the movie
even
soundtracks
that's
and
what I'm saying. So
yeah.
even like we know most dude, the biggest song this year is a song soundtrack song. Do you know what it is?
Oh no.
Golden, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, right. They just blew
That's what
up,
no,
man.
and do you know
Yeah.
before that? Do you know what the biggest stream song of 2025 was before that one was it?
Not Frozen.
It
I don't
was
know. Let it go.
no, you close. No, no, it was the same one for the past. It was Post Malone, Sunflower.
Ah, yeah, Spider-Man, right? Yeah, I think.
Exactly.
Man,
You know, and
that's a
I
good.
could do this for
I didn't even think
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
So people don't realize that the reason why I got into sync licensing is because I'm outside of the industry to a degree. I'm not in the music industry when I do
Yeah.
this. I'm on the music side of the movie industry.
Yeah.
And in doing this, I'm actually a peer of the whole industry, not just individual people. Like I am like there's certain briefs that are no majors allowed because their budget can't handle it. So like I'm literally providing the same service that the major label are providing,
That is.
like directly. And the thing is, they're charging us what they consider peanuts, which is okay for a if it's like a single person or an independent, I mean like 5,000 here, 3,000 here, 10,000, 1,000 sometimes, maybe as little as 500
That's
for an
great.
upfront fee. This isn't even including the residual, like the royalties, right?
Dang.
And then, of course, if you market it properly, then every time you have a song there, you can boost the streams,
Yeah.
like organically. Not that it matters because all that is, like I told you, like I hate to tell, and this is such an inflated statistic, but I'd like to say like about 20% of most people that listen to like Spotify
Yeah.
are rideshare drivers. The reason being is because I don't know if you've ever driven rideshare or like DoorDash or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They give you Spotify Premium when you like, because it makes sense. You're gonna be driving,
Yeah.
so they give you Spotify Premium, you know. So
Dude.
about 20% is that, and you know how they say like 60% of like most of all music is botted. It's not real. That's 80% right there.
Ah, man.
Well, so last 20%. What do you think the last 20% is?
But I no, I couldn't tell you. Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that it's all of it, but you got to think we're not even taking into consideration the people that work in the music industry. So that would be a good chunk right there.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
not saying all 20, but it could be like a good chunk, maybe 8, 9, 10%.
Man.
Exactly. Ironic thing is half of them are probably rideshare drivers too.
Yeah. No, and so that's interesting to me now too. Is still I'm still like blown away to thinking like now I'm circling back. I'm like, I know all these songs like Peter
No, no,
Cetera,
think
the
about it.
Karate Kid, and
Think about
it's
this
so
like Inception kind of thing. How like this is
yeah,
snake eating its own.
that's
No, no. Think
perfectly way
about
put.
this. Think about this. Tom Hanks wrote and directed a movie about a one-hit wonder called That Thing You Do
That's
and
right.
a band called The Wonders who had a song called That Thing You Do that became a one-hit wonder in real life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? An imaginary band. You
That
know what I mean?
that is
And
nuts, man.
every time that Grease comes back around, doesn't that
The
skyrocket?
sound, the soundtrack.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
How about Waitress the musical? That Sarah Bareilles song. You know,
Yeah.
that's from so that's something totally different. That's not necessarily the same type of rights. What we don't really got to get into this right now, but the rights that they give you from like sync and stuff, that's called small rights. The rights that you get from like Broadway, that those are called grand rights. So you get,
Mm,
obviously it's a
bigger.
little more money. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
But
and where is the best place for people to put you mentioned a library, right? And so,
okay, so that's what a lot of people do when they're getting started. Makes sense because a lot of people don't know the etiquette. That's actually what like modern nostalgia is for. Like
awesome.
the whole point of it is to essentially do it in reverse. So many people try to get famous and then try to make money.
Mm,
But if you made money first, you would have all the time in the world and you'd have a revenue to actually market yourself
good point.
if you wanted to. But like at the end of the day, every time I help somebody do this, they're like, well, I'm making the amount that I would have made if I was at a job that I hate. You know, that's the thing. Like the goal isn't necessarily to be the big old music star. It's to essentially not hate your life. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's still work. It's still hard work. And it's not necessarily like happy go lucky every single day, but every time I I don't necessarily love what I'm like doing at the moment, I remember that I love what I'm doing as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'd rather be doing this than anything, and I'd probably be doing it for free. Like the fact that I'm getting paid for it feels like some highway robbery I accidentally backed into, right? So it's hard to be mad at that. So that's really how I am sometimes.
No, that's great, man. And so when did that aha moment happen in terms of like I want to do this as
Well,
a
like,
service, right? And
oh,
where
as a
does the
service,
name modern
okay.
nostalgia come from?
So modern nostalgia. So I used to just be GeoWorks because Geo, that's my name.
Yep.
And like I was a multi hyphenate, so it just made sense. It wasn't necessarily Geo makes beats, Geo sings or produces, Geo works. But um last year I actually LLC'd it. I was taking it serious. It was because I was seeing where everything was headed, and I have a lot of friends that have different communities and they're all great. They're like kind of cultivating a very specific type of artist for a very, and it's not even like a dated type of archetype. I think that they're trying their best to like make the type of artist that they can help with their ecosystem. And I think that's dope. My approach isn't necessarily like that. I don't expect them to stick around all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I want them to know how to do it. And honestly, I want to replace me with somebody from the program eventually. I want to teach like, there's no gatekeeping here
Yeah.
in
Oh,
that
that's
way.
great.
And it's funny because I've said this a million times. I tell people this information for free. There's like probably like less than 1% of it that's like I keep in there. A lot of it is more like the exact process that I'm using in real time right this second. And the only reason why I don't stream that all the time is because I did and nobody cared. So
Mm.
now I'm actually giving it to the people who want to know, who are actually paying an amount that, not even a lot, just enough to like show themselves that they're serious, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of it is reverse of what somebody would normally do. A lot of the times an artist focuses on their art. I have a hot take that a lot of artists don't really like about art. Our true, like what we actually enjoy is the process. The only reason we're attached to the art is it's almost the same way that we're attached to a photograph. It's very memory based.
Yeah.
So when we
I
make
like
a
that.
song that we like, we have the context of it. The audience does not.
That's true.
You know how most artists are like, I don't understand the songs that I hate, the audience likes.
Oh, dude, all the
Okay,
time. All
so
the time.
here's the reason for that, right? It's all about the context of creation. If you're a creator, I always tell people this, unless you have magic powers and your music can kill you in your sleep, there's no such thing as a bad song, right? It's just sliding scales of good based on opinion. And that opinion is usually dictated by the context of creation.
Yeah.
If you are a creator, right, your sliding scale of good is determined by creativity, right? The more creative it is, the better you like it, and the more cliche or something that you've heard before, the less you like it.
Mm.
Now, the problem with that is the context of creation is nearly non-existent. It's actually getting there now with the way that the world is, but the context of creation is not necessarily there for the majority of the public, right?
Sure.
So a listener bases good on familiarity over obscurity. Skill. Or they trust somebody that is skilled that they trust. Like, so if it's a DJ or someone like that, or another artist or something,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like, that's what they'll probably like trust. So, a lot of the times, if an artist makes something that is more accessible, they won't like it. But the audience hears the familiarity and they're enough. They can like follow it enough into that artist's own originality to actually like the artist. So I usually tell people, and nobody ever listens to me. That's why it says that on my thing. Nobody
Yeah.
listens to
Yeah,
Geo.
no, yeah.
And every time I say something that I've said like for years that is happening, you'll know because on my stories it'll say nobody listens to Geo. You
Yeah.
know, I actually told somebody that cassettes were coming back. He literally like laughed out loud, like guffawed at me. And, last laugh doesn't really mean nothing, but at least I know.
Creative.
This is what I always tell people, and they'll never listen to me. Make 100 songs, rank it from best to worst, and release it
Okay.
worst first. Seriously, release it worst first. Because what that does, here's the thing. If you made it, unless you forced yourself to make it, it's probably going to be good to the average person, right? Now, the sliding scale of whether or not you like it is different. I
Right.
always tell artists, though, you're mistaking the process for the art.
That's
When
right.
you eat food, do you enjoy the food or do you enjoy the shit? Like, do you enjoy looking at the shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Because
food,
that's
right.
technically what the art is.
No, that's a
Think
great
about
way
it.
to put it. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, nobody would, like, everybody's like, oh, it's like my baby. No. Think about it.
Yeah.
You absorb the world, it processes into art, and
Yeah.
you then expel the art.
Yeah, because a lot of people, like you mentioned, like it because of the
Yeah,
relatability. Yeah, that's
exactly.
right. And so it's like the what you're saying, and though the process was painful, or I didn't like it because it wasn't my best work.
That's the part that people don't appreciate enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, that's great. So I'm thinking, so it's the creativity
I,
process that may not necessarily catch the eye of the
yeah,
listener because they define it in like there's when you do a song, they define it in 20 different ways, and it's always interesting to hear the perspective. But
exactly.
great point, man. And you didn't just start doing this though, man. I mean, you were a producer first, I assume, right? Or did you try
Well, I
anything
mean,
else? MCing,
no.
turntable?
I did everything first.
Yeah.
Like I did that. I was a writer in a publishing
Yep.
deal. We had a studio with an associate in LA for like 8 years. Like I did it for a long time. Like even before, this is before going off and doing production on my own. And I'm
Right.
still cool with him too. That's the homie. But like, like it's hard to like go from that and then to like make a name for yourself because you're so attached to another brand.
Yeah.
So I had to learn everything about it. Like I had to learn like how to brand myself as a solo producer. I had to learn how to like come back, like just learn how to do all that stuff. But like since 2017, I would say I was doing like sync pretty heavily. End of 2016 to like, yeah, on.
Yeah, and so now for someone that has studied it down to a science
Hmm.
and understands the inner working of its design, how has that affected the way that you created music, right? So now are you like more careful or
No, no,
yeah.
so it's the opposite. So I focus on volume, but
Okay.
one thing I do is I make sure that everything can be cleared. So if I am going to sample, because I do like sampling,
Yeah, yeah, for
it'll
sure.
be it'll be something that I can clear, whether it's splice. And if it's splice, you have to get creative. They don't really like splice, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? One thing I do like doing though, and that's one thing I love about working with a community, is a lot of producers are so unsure about, like producers only know production sometimes. Like they'll obsess over the completion of a beat, not realizing it's supposed to be incomplete because the biggest part of the song is missing.
Okay.
If you finish the beat to where you think it's complete, where's the artist gonna go?
Mm,
So like a lot of artists, a lot of producers have trouble like filling that. Oddly enough, though, those are the producers that are perfect for sync, like instrumental sync, because
yeah.
those sound complete, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's what that's for, So I always tell people focus on volume because all the stuff that's like whack to you, it's whack to you because you're like trying to find your original sound. All you're doing is learning how to imitate things your way. And because you're tainted by your own like understanding of beats, you don't realize you're making original sounding stuff. It doesn't sound original to you.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's
Because
great.
once again, the context of creation, like ask three people to make a Jay-Z type beat, you'll get three different
Yeah.
Jay-Z's. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because somebody might have been a younger Jay-Z fan and they got Watch the Throne. You might get fucking Song Cry from somebody else, and you
Yeah.
might get Dust Your Shoulder Off or Big Pimpin' from somebody else.
Yeah.
So like it,
Volume.
like yeah, well, because like so what I started to do, like especially when I was like going back out alone, like just like okay, I have to make my name from zero. I always every time I try to like not even reinvent, but like even now, like with Modern Nostalgia Club, I didn't wait for it to be a perfect idea. First thing I did was I had like a website for people to like, you know, contact me. And it was cool, but it was just like a passive website. We don't really use websites in this day and age anymore. Turned it into a Patreon. So
Mm,
like, and then I kind of like set up really basic like how all the lesson structures would be. And it was
yeah.
a little bull like if you ever go in the Patreon, it's kind of there like basic. And then I eventually used Lovable to like wrap the Patreon around a bigger site, but you
Yeah.
can still log in with Patreon. So
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
still there.
That's right.
And so I didn't I just you gotta build the plane in the air sometimes.
Yeah.
You really do. Like, well, the thing is, we don't know if it's good. Plant don't eat its own fruit, so we can't understand it.
Yeah.
Like we only know how to create. We don't know how to consume our own stuff. We don't
Okay.
like think about it. Like we are not making it for us. We made it because we're us. We didn't make it for us to consume for ourselves. Everybody can go directly. That's why I don't always recommend it. I do tell people to work with people that are experienced in sync, whether it is an agent. If you want to start with a library, it's not bad, especially for volume. Like
Yeah.
you could really like figure out how it works, but you won't get that much because what they'll do is they'll take a good chunk for that, especially if it's like epidemic sound. That's a different type of library where they actually
Mm,
request that you not be signed to a PRO. That's one of the reasons I'm not really too crazy about that. PRO is how you get your royalties. So the
Ah,
idea is that that type of library will give you your royalties manually. They'll split it up through their own little system. I don't think it's unfair. I just do think that it limits an artist who's really trying to do more than just that, right? Because they can't collect their other royalties from everywhere else. Either performing rights will just go through them. Um, Other libraries that are like non-exclusive, there's a difference. Exclusive, non-exclusive. Exclusive means if you want to license that song for the duration that they have it, you gotta tell them like, hey, so and so wants to license the song, like you gotta do it, you know.
okay.
The idea is that they'll be more dedicated. The reality is I haven't seen that necessarily. It's really if you fit like whatever they're looking for. And
Mm,
that's true across the board. And I'm not saying don't submit to one or the other. I have stuff in libraries, I have stuff in with agencies, and I go direct,
yeah.
so and then I'm also working on something new with this platform called Harmony.pro.
Okay.
So I just explained libraries, agencies. The problem is you hear what I'm saying though. So like libraries take a lot. They take almost all. There's two types of royalties that you get:
Okay.
masters and publishing.
Okay.
The
Right.
master, all right, like so a lot of people, especially people that don't really know music, are always confused about this. People that do music are confused about this
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
because it makes very little sense, but I understand it now. But there's two types of rights to a song, right? There's the idea of a song. So like you playing it on a piano, different versions of it. Like for example, I Will Always Love You. There's the Whitney version and the original version by Dolly.
Yep.
Dolly was the writer, so she is the original publisher. That master, however, is the recording of it. So like the actual recording of it. So that version is her master, the Whitney master. So
Yeah.
when you
Okay.
remaster something, they're doing another version of it to give the rights to whoever they're
The
mastering
singer
it
is,
for.
yeah.
Yeah, well, because sometimes when they remaster it, it might be for the label to renew the rights, or it could be for the artist to reclaim a version of their own song.
I guess two examples. One was the PM Dawn Set Adrift on Memory Bliss, right? You know, that one
Okay.
they re-recorded that song, which sounds a little different than the original.
Yeah. So when you re-record it, uh, that's different. So what they tried to do is they did an interpolation of the sample.
Ah,
That's not the same thing,
okay.
right? But although, so what it is when you do that, the same rights are invoked. So
Okay.
when you sample, what you're doing is you're sampling the actual recording. So you have to get permission from
Mm,
the rights holder of the master and the person who wrote the song. When you do an interpolation, you're kind of sampling the writing, right? So you only have to get permission from them, you know.
okay.
And when you're doing it with publishing, it's usually called a compulsory license, which means they're compelled to do it provided you like, check all the boxes or whatever,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. And then I heard Taylor Swift had done something
Okay,
similar
so
too.
that's what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
reversion of rights. So like when they when she re-records it so she's the rights holder. She's the publishing holder.
That's
So
right.
when people ask to use it for licensing, because she's the publisher holder, she can direct them to the master. So she could be like, you can use this master, not that master, not this master. So anytime that they want to use it for something, she's like, oh, you can only use this. She can deny stuff that like she that is trying to use the original master if she wants to.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So
Man,
she
yeah,
gets her
it just
publishing
very
rights back.
complex, man.
And a lot of the reason why is because the music industry wasn't made by a musician. It was made by a lawyer. So it was designed to
Right.
take advantage of an artist.
Ah,
So
interesting.
that's why a lot of people say that the music industry is inherently racist. I hate to be that guy, but the reason why the music industry in that in that way exists is to take advantage of Robert Johnson, black man doing the blues,
Yeah.
and we see what they've done to the blues.
Yeah.
And I'm not, pointing fingers. That's just literally what they were designed. They was designed to take advantage of the artist.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
now that like the industry's kind of on a respirator, this is like the perfect opportunity for like different ways forward, where like the Russes and the Russers, and,
Mhm.
everybody else showing you how to go directly to your fan base and how to like care for your fans first. Because so many people are trying to get over 1,000 streams, they don't care who the 1,000 streams are.
Yeah.
I always tell people it doesn't matter how many streams you are if you don't know your first fan.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Like if you look at like the Halseys, the Rihannas, even like the Taylor Swifts, the the Haley Williams, just all the good like the people that like people care about like as artists. They have stories where they're in like there's three of them, and a lot of the times those fans are still fans that are there now. Like they're
Yeah.
still for front row every single show. The reason why is because they saw them from when there were just five people in a room.
Okay. Wow.
They're family now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
That connection.
people don't build that enough anymore.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and yeah, very educational. I, again, appreciate you sharing all this insight.
No, yeah,
And so now, I want to go back to something you mentioned that, hey, I'm
yeah,
creating music in terms of volume, right? You're not
yes.
really focused on, hey, I need to make a sad song, happy song.
So the moment you do that, it's ruined.
Yeah, no,
So
you're right.
I always tell
It's
people,
forced.
yeah, yeah. I always tell people, don't don't curate what you create. You know what I'm saying? Just create. You
Mm,
could curate what you release.
that's right. Good point.
Don't curate what you create because there's so many times you do it too. We all did it at one point.
Yeah,
We
100%.
will we will not like what we're doing and stop.
Yeah.
Imagine how selfish we are, how cocky we are to stop something that isn't even our idea. You know that. Like if you've ever made a song like to its completion and you listen back, you're like, wow, I fucking snapped on that. Like I don't even like making a song is like kind of doing a cartwheel. Like
Okay.
if you realize you're upside down while you're doing a cartwheel, you'll fuck up.
Yeah, yeah.
Making a song is very similar. That's why like if you ever surfed before, that's kind of how music making is. You can't notice you're doing it. You can't
Yeah.
like if you can learn how to enjoy it in the middle,
Yeah,
the end result don't matter to you. And
that's
that's
right.
kind of
Anything after is whipped cream, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
No, okay.
I
So
was yeah, go ahead.
no, no, this is a good time, I think, to segue into PTI then, right? Hey, you're just
Okay, yeah,
making
yeah.
music, and
Yeah.
then here comes this beat.
So this is how that happened, right? And there's a like I'm sure we're gonna argue about when it was because I think once it gets closer to 2025, which honestly there's that, but he sent me the beat in September, and I remember making it around September, October, November, or the first time because I had the idea of that beat where I sample yams. I did a version of it with a different intro and a different beat altogether. The beat was trash. I made the beat
Okay.
and it was like I just made it so I can sample the hook,
The
like
three
just so I
stars in the
had that.
sun.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So like, because honestly, like, and it was such a mediocre beat. The beat sounded like a Neptune's beat, like a change clothes type of beat,
Okay.
completely different. Like same tempo, like similar tempo, but in retrospect, it wouldn't have made sense. But I needed to make that beat to sample that the way I sampled it, right?
Okay.
And then when he was like, "Hey, I have this beat. I don't know what to do with it." Just he sent it, and it was like all the pieces were there. It just wasn't sequenced. Like it had everything there. When I heard it, I was like, "Ooh, I know what to do," and I like stripped pieces of it away
Yeah.
so that I can hear a beginning, I can hear a hook, and I can hear the verses, right?
Okay.
And then I was like, when I first heard it, it was like 4 bars of like what I ended up making the verse, and then it was the hook, and I'm like, I don't want to wait all that long, so I did like the Pharrell 4 count, the boom, ba doom, ba doom,
Yeah.
ba doom, and
Yeah.
then I put Yams's hook right there,
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I sent it to him first. I might have. I might
Yeah.
have sent it to Elmer first. I think I sent it to Elmer. He liked it.
Okay.
No, I couldn't have because well, I might have. I might have. I'm not sure, but I do remember eventually I ended up sending it to Carl. He loved it,
Yeah.
and he sent two verses back. I was like, no, 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 no. Yeah, I like it, but I really want this to be like a posse track.
Ah, so okay. So that was
Yeah.
my question too, was that okay, who was the driver behind the posse cut? So
No, no.
was
So I
okay.
can't take all the credit.
Yeah, right, right.
I was the person who said it should be a posse cut. That's it. But in my
Okay.
mind, the way that in my mind there was one non-negotiable was Gams because
Yeah.
I wanted him to be on it so that like
Yeah.
we could clear the sample, right?
Yeah.
So I already thought of him being on it, period. But if I'm being honest, like originally it was two different rappers, but it wasn't nothing against Carl. I just really didn't know Carl yet at the time. I showed it to him once he reached out. I think I had liked or shared like I, right? And he like I was like, yeah. And then he was like, yeah, I want to work with you one of these days. I'm like, I got this thing. Like, and he like liked it and sent back like a full. I'm like, kid, send it back with just one verse because I want
Okay.
to. And he really, if to his credit, he like really quarterbacked it. If I'm being honest,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
Okay.
yeah, he quarterbacked it, and like he was like, I think this person, and then I think he even was like, hey, look, I asked these many people, and they all said yes. Like it might get less. I'm at that point. Like people always worry about like splits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care about it when it comes to like I told you volume for me. So like I think the only stipulation was that we could uh pre-release it on even.biz direct to fan
Okay.
and I wanted the picture for sync. Those are the two stipulations. I really didn't have like I don't care if I get 0.5% really. Like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
This is bigger than that. It was bigger than that to me when it was just so originally I had heard it was Carl Yams Toledo. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think I had showed people just that version too at one point.
Oh
Like
man.
my mom and them, nobody like out in the world, but just like I had showed my mom and them, they're like, oh, that's cool. So
Okay.
in my mind, that was done. But I didn't really know he had asked other people just in case, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody said yes. And we didn't know who was gonna, who was gonna be able to be on it. Like I know Ruby was like last minute. I think
Yeah.
Ruby was last minute. The people I really want to shout out, of course, the artists. They did great. Like for this being like an online collaboration, this was seamless. And that's all like Carangelo and his team, they were great with
Yeah.
it. Like I love giving credit where it's due. But the unsung hero is the homie Marv, the engineer, because he then also
Yeah.
took the stems from both me and Elmer, and like, cause I don't know if you noticed, but like when Yams and Toledo sent their verses, I actually went back in and like changed the beat so that each beat sounded different. He then went above and beyond and made the other ones sound because I didn't get to touch the other ones, like that was him, like kind of like taking what I did and expanding on it. And like to that credit, like so many people are like, oh, that was a dope beat. I'm like, look, I did this much. I
Yeah.
always tell people like, yeah, and then even Elmer's like, look, without you, we don't get the hook, we don't get the intro, we don't get this. And like, I'm like, yeah, but like I can't discount everybody who really was
Right.
on 10.
Yeah.
Like this was really like a team effort.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Well
good. And
said.
then I really do think like even how well it was received, Carl. Carl
Yeah.
really was like, "Hey, let's get together. Let's like do Zooms. This is like the times table of how we want to do it. Even if like we didn't hit certain like we knew the like the kind of time frame so that if anything went wrong, we knew how much give we had,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so I remember when we were about to do, because he was like, all right, send me a voice note where it sounded like, you're just telling us, because like he had the whole vision of like, how we dropped all the intro like stuff where it's like PTI. That was like his thing. Like that
Nice.
was dope. I like that. And all that like hype actually paid off, right?
Yeah.
That was a lot of that had to do with Carl. Like that, I cannot take no. Honestly, past making it. I'm just on a ride at this point,
Yeah.
honestly.
And that's a great point too about the shout out for the engineer because that was like
Dude, I
numerous
was
people's
no,
stems. It
bro.
sounded
No,
clean.
because the thing is, look, I did a pass and it wasn't terrible, but he was like, I remember Carl was like, I'm not in love with it. As soon as he said that, I was like, I trust your engineer because I already know all I got to do is correct whatever isn't syncable about it.
Right.
And I think at the time he was like, the pass that I had like slightly corrected was that the doubles were a little high for sync.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, I understand that you like that. So let's like
Yeah.
turn it down. Like just enough to where like I know that it wouldn't really mess with anything. Like I
Yeah.
already hear that he has a vision. Like when you're a producer, especially someone like I was an engineer for like 8 years, like a tracking engineer, mixing engineer. So when it comes to that part, I'm not producer head on. Like
Yeah.
when you're an engineer, you don't this is a hot take. A lot of the times, I'm not thinking about the artist or the producer when I'm mixing. I'm
Mm.
thinking about the audience,
Yeah, sure.
right? Because the once again, context of creation to to the artist, the beat is the canvas,
Yeah.
right? To the producer, right? Like they see that their beat is the art, right? But to the listener, the canvas is silence. So they appreciate the whole thing equally at the exact same time,
Yeah.
usually. So they don't receive it the way each of these individual people making it are making it, you know?
Right.
So as an engineer, it is his job to do that. And he translated it perfectly.
Oh
Like
man.
as a fellow engineer, I
Yeah.
tip my hat, you know?
Yeah. And it just became a bat signal for all
Oh my
Filipinos. It's
gosh.
crazy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
response was bananas. I was like, I'm gonna get it on too, right? Like,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
no, I
yeah.
got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was just pretty cool to see. First, the song was super dope, and for all points
Yeah.
that you mentioned, the beat, just everything. It was the perfect recipe, I thought. Just right song at the right time too, man. And I just love the response that it generated, and it just brought all walks of Filipinos together. You know, whether it was
Yeah.
Filipinos back home, all over the United States, wherever you were at, it was just great, man. It was great to see that unity through a song. So.
Yeah, and I have a few in the cut too. I really want to like continue to do a few more of those like type of just
Yeah.
full Filipino type joints.
Yeah.
And I have a couple that are like dance records. I have a couple of like EDM joints. I have a few more rap ones. I have some like straight up hip hop ones too. All
It'll be
different
great.
like hit like Filipino artists. Like I really love working with Filipino artists.
Yeah.
Like at the end, like one of my like quiet goals is to have one of the biggest Filipino like one stop catalogs for sync licensing.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
And like yeah, it's getting up there, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But going back to volume, like there was a time where I was making 30 to 40 beats a day, and then like 10 to 15 hooks out of like the beats that I liked, and then like 5 to 10 finished. Like I do the verses of the like 5 to 10 hooks I like the best.
Yeah.
And then I would either send them to artists to do, or I would pitch it from with myself. And then like the ones with
Yeah.
hooks, I would send to rappers, right?
Yeah.
And then the beats I would send to rappers, and then I would pitch like that, like, and then I would aggressively pitch everything I produced.
Yeah.
That yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where you have all the time to do all this stuff. Just yeah, it's
So
crazy.
it
Yeah.
nah. So what it is at one point. Well, that's the thing. Like people are like, "Wow, he's just making bang." No, like I'm making everything I'm thinking. So like there's a lot of bad shit in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I'm just making what, and honestly, it's bad to me. Like
Right.
a lot of that stuff that's bad to me, that stuff gets synced. Like I stopped judging anything that I make because I don't know shit. I realize there's beats where I'm like yuck, right? And then
Yeah.
somebody will make something I'm like yo, like there's this one record that's like it sounded like a nursery rhyme, dude, and it was like a Jamaican nursery because like it had like dance hall drums, but it sounded corny as hell. It sounded like it was a Casio beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
and it
The
hits.
homie rocked on it. He sounded like a Wayne Wonder record, bro. I was like, whoa. That's the
That's
thing.
cool.
Like we always hear it as if it's done. So like we assume so much based on our own context of
Mm,
music.
yeah.
We got to stop doing that as artists. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I
it's,
still have to constantly teach myself that.
yeah.
Um that my taste don't mean shit. Like my taste is a compass. It's not the X on the spot. Like it's not where the treasure is.
No, you're
It's
right.
just a direction. Yeah.
And I see that too when I like pass on beats because I'm like, I don't
Hmm.
see myself on it. And then I hear
Yeah.
someone else on it. I'm like, oh
Like
shit, that's
son of a bitch. But see,
yeah.
no, no, but see, we're just
But
jealous because
yeah.
like we're mad that we didn't have that foresight.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
But
Yeah.
honestly, if we did it, it would have been trash.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
exactly,
what I'm saying?
exactly. And so
Like
I've learned to
we're just
accept that.
mad that it didn't choose us. Is
Yeah,
honestly
that's
what
right.
it
That's
is.
right. That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, no, I always tell people like when it
Yeah.
comes to songs picking, because I remember like there are moments where
That's what it is.
you'll think of doing a song, right? And
Mm.
you're like, nah, it's probably dumb. And then you hear somebody pull off that idea
Yeah.
with like a similar beat with a similar tempo, and you're
Yeah.
like, sometimes because I've used Splice, like
Yeah.
I'll hear like a Splice loop that'll trigger like an idea. Actually, right before you came, I was on Wave. It's a different platform, and I actually downloaded. I used the last of my credits to download something that I'm gonna write to, and
Mm.
I might make the beat over. Sometimes, like you don't understand why creativity happens until the song is done.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like okay, perfect example. PTI is the greatest example. Imagine if I was cocky enough to think that I should have produced everything. Nothing would have happened to that song.
For
I
sure.
Because that beat was not it. The beat was not it, dude. But it was there to get the hook created. One of the things with me is I don't waste anything. Like if I have an idea in my mind, it's for a reason.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
either for the beat, for the hook, for both, but different. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't use it, somebody else will come upon it, and like it's there for something. You
Yeah.
know? And
Uh-huh.
honestly, to this day, I like there's a handful of stuff that I haven't used, but like I will reintroduce it and people will be like, "Yep." And I'm like, "I knew it."
It's
Like
the right time.
it just need exactly, it just need right time, right place.
Yeah.
That's the thing with sync. Um a lot of people don't realize that sync is the movie business. So you have to approach it like so a lot of people are like, "Oh, it feels like an actor going for audition." No. You are the agent and you have to pick the actor in the song that you release. Because
Yeah.
so many people, you'll get a brief and you're like, here's a song I really like, but it's not necessarily like they asked for this. You have to know why they're asking for a certain thing because this song could fit the brief what but it doesn't fit the spirit of why they asked for it. Because a lot of the times the brief is the description of the song they want. It's usually the brief is from the executive producer who has usually zero music experience. So they'll be like, "We need a replacement for Kanye, but he can't be black, he can't be sample, and he can't be talking about Chicago."
Mhm.
You just
You just
un-Kanye the song.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to understand what they mean by that. A lot of the times they mean the energy and the tempo.
It's what they
Nine times
need.
out of 10 is what they need,
That's right.
right? Not only that, there are lyrics in the song that the music supervisor like wants to keep the energy, like the song. They understand why the writer or whoever, like the showrunner, or if it's a show, it's usually the showrunner or a head writer. If it's a movie, it's usually the director or the editor, right?
Mm.
So the music supervisor, it's their job to clear and replace any cleared music. A lot of people treat the music supervisor as like the end all be all, the person who chooses everything. In a perfect job, they probably cleared everything but two songs and then they replaced those two songs. Like that's in their perfect world. They don't have to pick shit, you know? And then so a lot of people are like, well, fuck, that means usually I'm just waiting for them.
Yeah.
Eh, nah, it depends. Because if that's the case, why don't you make a relationship with the person who's putting it in there first?
Right.
Like the editor. If you have a playlist of songs that are pre-cleared, especially if you already have good relationships with music supervisors, and I don't recommend just doing this like out the blue, not knowing how to do stuff. That's how you get blackballed. If all your stuff, all the metadata is there, which is very important. Metadata is the information in a song that isn't music. It's
Yeah.
the title,
Administrative
the
stuff. Right?
genre, all the administrative stuff. More
Mm.
important than you think. A lot of the times there's like keywords on there that has to do with the mood and the theme that are embedded in the metadata that when the music supervisor searches, there's a there's a music management program called Disco. That's what most music supervisors use.
Okay.
They'll type in whatever they need, whether it's keyword, whatever. If it's not done, your song's not going to pop up. If you
Mm.
didn't put that it was a pop song, if you didn't put that it was a female lead, if you didn't put that it was 90 BPM, because a lot of the time the editors are looking to match tempo.
Oh man.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Good to
so
know.
that is important. But what I did, because I have a relationship with editors, but I also have a relationship with music supervisors, is I have pre-cleared music that I'll send to the editor that they can temp with. Now think about it. If they're temping with most of my music, and then they can already clear it, unless the writers want to clear it out, they'll just move it along, you
Yeah.
know? And that's how you get quite a few placements. And one of the things that people underestimate are things that you don't really think is synced. Like these new vertical dramas, even like the what's it called? Like creator like TikToks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got to think, because when they promote it, it can't be something that is from TikTok. It has to be quote unquote original audio or cleared audio, right? And you can like license them the song to use in their thing. A lot of times that will lead to it getting synced, because technically TikTok is synced. So when like a music
Yeah.
supervisor sees a song, that the first thing they'll do is check if it can be cleared. And because we're already making stuff for sync, this is why I say like everything is synced. So don't like make it with sync in mind. Just make music,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
make
that's
it
great.
like legally clearable. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not legally clearable, what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, very educational. Holy cow. And I
Mm.
love again just that you offer this at the hands of your website. And again, you do
Yeah.
it for quite a reasonable price, if
Yeah.
not for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
really just impressed. I saw that you recently announced that Modern Nostalgia 2 was selected to join the
Yeah.
2025 Intuit Ideas program
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah. Yeah. Shout
congratulations
out to
on
them.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So you join a network of businesses and you get the
Yeah.
opportunity to share coaching methods, tools, and grants
So
to grow.
one of the
Fantastic.
things that I love about that though is that a lot of musicians are small businesses. They
Yeah,
don't
yeah. Great
operate
way
like
to
small
put it.
businesses. I hate that they don't do that, because almost every artist that I talk to wants to do more eventually, right? So, like, look, not everybody can LLC. Sometimes this is just a hobby. But honestly, the more that you approach it like somebody who might get a large influx of cash, you are prepared to receive a large like say if you have an
All
LLC,
day.
you already have all that. Because I signed up for the Intuit's idea program on a whim. I didn't think that I'd get it. Like it wasn't one of those. I just like it popped up on my Instagram. I filled it out and I moved on with my life and I got it.
Mm,
Now, what it is, and the reason I want to talk about it just for a little bit
yeah,
is it
sure.
is a pilot. It's a program that they gave me like the Intuit programs for a year. So like I got QuickBooks, the premium version of QuickBooks with assistance. I got the premium version of MailChimp with assistance, and then like TurboTax and all that stuff. So like really like you don't realize how much these programs or these things cost until you don't have to pay for them and you see the bill that they're like zero. And like a lot of these are like 350 a month. So like, and on top of that, we got $1,000 tech grant and another different grant. Like, so I think that there's so many artists that don't realize there are grants, there are things available for them to try to pursue this themselves. But I always tell artists, y- you keep approaching it like how you think an artist is. Like you think that an artist is a famous person, when an artist is its own self-sustainable business. A lot of these
Mm.
artists that are doing it correctly understand the strength of their own IP. And you'll tell because a lot of them will then do merch based on lyrics, like they'll do like Kid Cudi, perfect example. You know, like Intergalactic was a whole movie on Netflix, you know. These are things that people don't really talk about enough because like everything that like the media like highlights is really like arbitrary. Like it doesn't really like change with like all the stuff is arbitrary, doesn't really have anything to do with wealth, cars, things. None of these things actually appreciate and value. So like it feels like a giant distraction, you know, like I'm sorry, but like yeah, it's just
Oh,
like
good.
I don't I hardly ever want to be like the mad rapper like or the like the angry artist ranting, but I really dislike how art has been like reduced to like how much a person sells, right? And it's not like for the long like even when we were growing up, that wasn't indicative of whether or not an album was good.
No.
Uh you know, like there were a lot of like it was same thing with movies. Like there were movies that would do like hundreds of millions of dollars and they'd be like just because they didn't like it. Like
Yeah.
the actual like taste of it, you
Yeah.
know? One of the things you learn though as you do this, I'm not saying like a lot of people think that when I do volume that I don't care about the quality of art. It's actually the opposite. Is that I
I
care
don't.
so much about the quality of art that I don't want to sully it with my own
Yeah.
like human decisions.
Right.
But I like yeah, like don't get it twisted. I won't put out the things I think are bullshit.
Yeah.
But if I like I like to make everything and then really like kind of test it against the mirror of the public. Yeah.
But yeah, again, I don't think. Well, you're at a point now. You will not let yourself decide on the effect on the population of the audience, right?
Yeah.
You're still putting out great music, right? And
Yeah.
that,
Well, yeah. Well, the
yeah,
thing is, the reason why I know it's good is because people relate to it.
right.
Like
And
that's the real reason, you know.
that's
Because
it.
if yeah, because if it
Yeah,
was good based on me,
yeah,
okay, me and whoever else is like me, which is a very dwindling, I'm sure. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's so niche just because like as an artist we always like these weird obscure dumb like you know
yeah.
it's like the you know oh my god it was like three different chord changes oh Jesus like all this like dumb arbitrary like complicated artist shit that
Yeah,
like
yeah. Like
we
I
think
want to
is cool.
be the Salvador Dali, the
Yeah,
Matisse,
yeah,
and it's like,
exactly.
but really, it's like, what do you relate to? And you
Yes.
mentioned it earlier that I thought about was like, yeah, you're right, man. You know, when I'm early into when I was appreciating music, I didn't understand the metrics, so it was really like, what am I feeling, man?
Yeah,
What am I feeling?
yeah,
Not
exactly.
because he's got millions
Yeah,
of fans. So I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, dude, great point.
Matter
So
of fact, like I remember like arguing with somebody because they were like, "Man, Nas is whack." I can't really tell if he like because he doesn't emote to them. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when I started to realize, oh, people appreciate different things about things. My taste doesn't. It's not the end all be all.
that's
You
it.
know?
Everybody's got a different taste opinion, man.
Yeah,
And that's fine. That's
yeah.
good.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that's the thing that I'm trying to get artists to realize because
Yeah.
everybody's trying to be the one that everybody likes.
Yeah.
I
That's
always
right.
tell people nobody likes everything, but everybody likes something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, one of my friends, she's a chef out here, right? And she made me this amazing wagyu steak, bro.
Yeah.
Like melt in your mouth shit. And I'm like, ugh, oh my God, man. I'm so jealous of you. You probably eat this shit every day. She's like, I'm vegetarian.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
like, whoa, like
Yeah.
how do you know, you're a vegetarian, how do you know how to cook this? She's like at one point when you start cooking, you have to decide, are you going to be a barbecue cook? Or are you going to be a chef? Because if you're going to be a chef, you're not cooking for yourself. You're
Mm,
cooking as a, your art is an act of service. And I really took that to heart
yeah.
because
That's
art
great.
is an act of service. We don't realize it because we get to experience it first, but art is an act of service.
Yeah.
It's not for us. The byproduct is that we get to enjoy it first, but it's not for us.
Yeah.
And the moment we stop being so like greedy with our own shit,
Yeah.
like those are the people that really, they might not like go, but they will really be happy with the art they create. And it'll touch people enough that if they wanted to make money with it, they would. Because not everyone made to make money out their art. It's okay to be a hobbyist,
Yeah.
especially if you have a good job. People ask why I do this. This the only thing I was ever good at. This and talking myself out of trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those
Yeah.
are the two things I was ever good at. And honestly, I got in trouble all the time, so I wasn't that good. So, like, music is the only, like, you understand really quick if you're a hobbyist or not. A lot of people are like, I can't tell if I'm a hobbyist or not. Whatever you do when your back is against the wall, if your first instinct is to go back to your job, you're a hobbyist. It's cool. When my back is against the wall, the first thing I think to do is to make music and make money off it. Like that's the first thing I think.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm meant to do this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to do anything else except to make music and make money. People
I
will
love
always say that. People are like, oh, where Gio at? Man, he'll probably say the same thing he always say. He's making music, making money. That's all. People are like, hey, what's up? What you been doing? Man, nothing. Making music, making money. That's all I ever really say because it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I've found my peace in doing like this bare minimum of exactly what I would have done for free for money.
And you love it, man. And so
I do love it. Really, I
yeah.
do.
And I double down on it because, as I
Yeah.
prepare for these interviews, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
what are your hobbies too? Because I like to ask
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
outside. And
Yeah.
you're like, make
Well,
music.
no.
I'm like,
So actually, I like that you said that. So my hobby is TV. I
yeah,
think I told you that.
yeah,
So the reason I like sync music is because I love TV. So getting into sync, the reason I love TV music is because of One Tree Hill and Gilmore Girls.
oh, crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, I know people wouldn't think that, but
yeah, yeah.
I loved One Tree Hill so much. I had, it was like after college, like in the college, I had a mixtape called Drawing on the River Court that was a One Tree Hill themed mixtape
Inspired.
from the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
of view of one of the characters named Mouth,
Okay,
right? It's such
man.
a niche, it's such a niche like reference, but like it was pretty like on there. Like people who know me, they know I love One Tree Hill, love Gilmore Girls. But
Yeah,
and I really do. Like if you look into it, now this is some nerd shit. Lindsay Wolfington, the person who did that, like a lot of what she did influenced how we look at music now. Because that that show was one of the first shows that really like that, and I believe the OC really did at the same time because
okay.
uh like they kind of did it to a degree on like something like Charmed, but they still didn't quite. It was so in like the 90s that it still sounded like the 90s, right?
Yeah,
Like One Tree Hill sounded like like the teenagers what they was listening to. They had like Kid Cudi early. They had like there
yeah,
was a whole storyline with like what's it called, Fallout Boy. Like there was a whole thing, so they really took it serious, and I really got to understand how like somebody that cared about music in movies would really structure it. There
yeah.
was this thing that they called the fourth act coda, right? And it's
Mm,
something that you see in movies a lot. No, I mean TV shows. Uh, what's her name? Grey's Anatomy does it a lot. It's that scene at the very end that is like one song and it plays for the whole last scene, and there's like a voiceover. You know what I'm saying? And it's always like juxtaposing. It ties up all the loose ends where like you see like if it's Grey's Anatomy, you see like somebody flatline, and then right when you see somebody flatline, you see like a baby being born, and then you see like somebody making out in like the closet, and then like you hear like the voiceover, and at the end like I don't know, the dude that's pulling up is like her long lost twin brother or some shit. Like that's usually how those are. You know what I'm saying? You watch like a Riverdale, you watch like a even like a one of those like
Yeah.
they all kind of have that same thing. Even like all the procedural stuff now with like Rookie, even like like all the Fire Country, SWAT, they all have those kind of musical beats that like those kind of primetime shows kind of pioneered, you know?
Yeah, no, that's great, man. And so yeah, and again, I can tell that you're very passionate a bit
Oh
about
yeah.
it. And so yeah, that I was like, yeah, this dude really loves what he does, you know,
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on like your
Oh, I'm
responses.
such a nerd about all this stuff. Yeah.
No, no, it's great, man. And
Well,
I just you
because
can
you even said, didn't you say you liked Stevie Nicks? I liked all that, yeah, Joni Mitchell, but like
yeah,
Carole King. The
yeah.
reason I liked
Mm-hmm.
Gilmore Girls is because Carole King, that was the what's it called? The theme song, the Where You Lead, I Will Follow. Carole King, and like that's what I'm saying. Like everything connects. Like I really love this music shit. Like,
Yeah. No, that's great, man. And yeah, again, I just love the service that you offer too as well, man. It's just you could tell
Oh
that you're
yeah.
not out there to, like you're not
No,
being
no, I'm
you're not
not
being a
even really
predator, right? And just
no,
like,
I'm not even really like pushing it like that. Like if
yeah,
people
yeah.
want to do it,
Right.
awesome. That's actually why I this like this new update that I'm gonna have it the artist resources are gonna be free like for the people
Yeah,
who don't, and
that's
I'm
super
also gonna
dope.
have I also put like my Eventbrite there. I'm gonna start having like virtual and in-person stuff like this year
Yeah.
for sure, big time.
Yeah, and Bayani had mentioned that he's working with you a little bit
Matter
now.
of
Getting
fact, so
some.
that's one. So you know what? I don't know if you know. I actually just got I got verses back for a record that I'm working on with him. He
Nice.
hasn't heard it yet. I think that he thinks that it's one person. It might not be just one person.
Oh,
That's
dope.
like, yeah. I
Yeah.
want to see if he likes it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it's pretty dope. It's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
No, when I
Well,
talked to him.
I have like a whole kind of EP with him, but like this
Ooh.
one, there's a handful of songs that we have that I was gonna get like verses on. So
Ah, exciting. Yeah, we were talking the other day too. He had mentioned that, he started talking to you about that stuff, and he's
yeah,
real passionate too about what he
yeah,
does.
absolutely,
And
yeah.
so I love it when forces combine and
Yeah, well, one thing that is like real interesting about Bayani is that he has such like an East Coast intensity that I like
oh,
really like,
absolutely.
and not in a bad way either. It's like it's just real like real like hustler spirit that you could really feel on him. You know what I'm saying?
But the
Like
vibe is
I like
different
that.
too. Like as West Coast folks,
Yeah,
to me,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
can
Yeah,
see. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh no, and like that's what I'm saying. Like there's this real intense East Coast energy,
Yeah.
and I noticed how laid back we are here on the West Coast
Yeah.
compared to like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, when he came out here, I was like, I felt it, not in a bad way. Like it was real
Yeah.
cool.
It's like
Like, and he was
energizing.
like, man, yeah, yeah, it is. It's very, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, we did like three records. Like he like rocked three verses, and like those all, I think two ended up being complete, and then one was the record I just completed. Yeah,
Oh man, exciting. I can't
yeah,
wait. Was this a
yeah.
mid 26 drop or who knows?
Yeah, we were trying to do it for the end, but I just got them back, so I'll send it to him, see what he thinks. I just got the stems back, so I want to mix it real quick, and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
send it over. Yeah,
Oh, I can't
and
wait, man.
that's the thing that I do though. In Modern Nostalgia Club, like a lot of these things I do, like when I'm mixing stuff, like I'll go live and I'll have stuff. Like matter of fact, I had a record that Glasses Malone had did a verse for me, and I mixed it and remade the beat there in front of people.
Oh
You know,
man, that's
so
super
like
cool.
people will get like a sneak peek of like a bunch of stuff where like I have like stuff like that where I'm working on stuff for people, and they can ask me questions about it. They can ask me what I'm going to do with it. They can even watch me pitch stuff. Like I usually do a lot of the office stuff like live where I'll just pitch and people can ask me questions and stuff. Like I really want to demystify the process.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, again, hey, thank you so much for your time. Just
Of
very
course.
educational. I can't wait to go back and just, kind of soak everything in and
Of
digest
course.
it a little
And look,
more.
I
But
don't mind
it's
coming back. I know that like we were supposed to do like talk about whatever. Like we can. I don't mind coming back. Like
no,
this is a
I will
real
definitely
easy
do
like
that. Yeah, I'd be
yeah
honored for you to come back and just
uh,
talk game too as well. There's so much I want to
yeah
ask you, and I try to
definitely.
release these things in digestible time durations. So,
Well, here I'll
but
give you something to
yeah.
clip if you end up doing. I have this theory about where Netflix is headed that I always tell
Oh,
people.
all right.
Right, a lot of people don't realize because people are like, oh, they're buying up WB. You
Yeah.
do know about the malls that they bought up, right?
Oh no. Okay.
They have.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and I just
Yes.
saw their theory on how many days it should be released in the theater, and
Yes. So they have a mall that they did this in Philly.
okay.
They already have one in Dallas. They said 2027 they're going to put one in Vegas, but I do think that's going to be sooner than that. And if they are going to do it in Vegas, the only reason they're not doing it right now is because they're going to do it in LA and they haven't mentioned it yet. I have a theory too. A lot of people don't realize um, one of the things that they're doing is they're going to control the new entertainment industry. That's what everybody's afraid of. I'm
Oh,
not even just talking about film, TV, movie, because people keep thinking of Netflix and they think in person. I mean, not in person. They think home. They think home.
right.
No, they are going to revive being outside. And the craziest thing is they're going to circumvent everything that is trying to hold them back from doing it. Think
Yeah.
about it. If they have malls, they have two things because there are one thing that I've noticed that they all have in common. Every mall that they bought has a theater
Mm.
and it has an old like Sears. At first I'm like, why do they need a Sears? Like why do they need that? And I was thinking amphitheater.
Ah, sheesh.
You know why? Because now that they can circumvent Live Nation. Now imagine everybody hates Live Nation right now. If they can get the tickets down, not only will they be able to like have all their movies in theaters for the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
But they will be able to circumvent the because here's the thing, we don't have any more stars anymore, even like superstars in the music industry, because we they don't have a runway of like the major labels as much. Like everybody that is like is touring, but like some of these smaller artists can't tour because it's too expensive to tour.
Mm.
Now, if tickets were cheaper, you know, they could really do that. Not only that, I have a theory that next year, especially with Netflix doing podcasts, Netflix is gonna have an audio audio streaming.
Jesus, man.
No,
Yeah.
and the last thing, no, here's the last thing. They're gonna have an in-person app. They're gonna bring back like Foursquare type shit. That's why, like, if you think about it, you combine all four. You have the Netflix be a social media thing that you can meet up with people,
Yeah.
and you can buy the tickets there. You can listen to the music right there. You can buy tickets to the movies there. You can buy tickets to the thing. You could probably buy merch before you get to the mall.
I'm
You
sure.
know, so there's my little theory slash rant on Netflix.
Man, and I before I close,
Yeah.
I just want to go back to that real quick
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
because it's just very thought provoking too, right? Because I know
Yeah.
for a while, like years ago, Netflix was on the verge of being bankrupt too,
Yeah.
and but they got what you had mentioned throughout this entire internet
Yeah.
volume and catalog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so at some point, then you find something like Squid Games or some show that hits and the money is back up. And then now they're doing studio work, right? Or Netflix TV shows.
Yes,
So I
yes.
think just the strategy behind that and what you had mentioned is interesting. And the
Yeah.
mall concept, I didn't even put that together. I just
Well,
saw,
here's the
yeah.
thing okay, this is my theory, supported by things that I know that I probably shouldn't say, but I have a feeling
Uh-huh.
they're testing it here because a lot of people don't realize Netflix has a pretty strong hold in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Think about the mall culture in the Philippines.
Yeah, all over the place.
So if they bought one there and think about all the IP they have that would support the Philippines.
Yeah.
Rhythm and flow I don't know if you know this, but you know what rhythm and flow is, right? They
You
have
talking
this
about
rap competition
yeah, the TV show,
with
where
D
they
Smoke and all
compete.
that. I don't know if you noticed this, but there's different rhythm and flows from different countries. They have rhythm
I
and
didn't.
flows.
I just saw the one with who was the one that won season
D
one?
Smoke, D Smoke.
Ah, D Smoke, that's right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm a
So
fan of the guy. Yeah, yeah, gotcha though. Yep.
so I have a theory going back to because they are like leaning heavily on a lot of Filipino stuff. People don't realize that there's a lot of Filipino content on there. They do rhythm and flow Filipinas and rhythm and flow Canada. If they do that, yeah, it'll be killer.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just saying, like, think about like logically, because those are the two demographics that would make the most sense because they would both understand English
Yeah.
and battle rap culture is so strong in both.
Oh,
King of the Dot is out in
flip
Canada
top, King
and
of the
Flip. No,
Dot.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know,
Yeah.
because I remember that there was a Flip Top like docu series that they were doing that they quietly didn't kill, but they like I heard that they were moving in a different direction. That's
Mm,
my theory what the different direction is.
yeah. Man, that's wild, man. And I mean, in a sense, Netflix will then control access, right? And
But
so,
no, but the thing is, they've been pretty cool about access so far.
yeah,
Being honest,
yeah,
like it's not too hard to get on Netflix. It's not
yeah.
too hard to
No,
get
that's
on.
true. Affordable.
So no, it's not only that. Like there are like DistroKid like services that'll get you on like Tubi,
Ah,
Amazon, that
gotcha.
sort of thing. So
Yeah.
like streaming and also like a lot of people have been experimenting with direct to fan in that world as well.
Yeah.
Logic, I don't know if you Paradise Records is direct to consumer,
Ah,
you
okay.
know? And that's the Kevin Smith model. He's somebody who what he calls is he four walls it. So he'll take a because it's not that much to rent out a screen, you know?
Yeah.
And you rent out a screen for let's say like $400 to $600, right?
Mm.
And then you sell tickets for $100 each because he's going to do a 2 hour Q&A after,
Yeah. After, yep.
you know? So, you know, if you do that, you're going to outsell because you're going to actually make money on the tickets, which is something that they don't actually do. Movie theaters, they don't
Yeah,
make money on tickets.
yeah, that's a good point.
So the fact that they'll always want you to do that because you'll make money on the tickets and they'll make money on the concessions
Yeah.
and you'll make your money back.
Man, this is such a science, dude, and I love the
Right.
strategy behind it too as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, which
yeah.
you know you you have a brilliant mind for that too as
Thank
well.
you, man. Yeah.
No, that was great, man. I just yeah, I was like, all right, no, man, I want to go back and talk to him about that
No,
real
no,
quick.
no.
But
Tell you,
yeah,
look, I don't care if we go all over the place. Like, I don't care.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
no, a lot of untouched topics, and I look forward to
saying?
some of the future
Yeah. Let's do it
sessions.
again. Yeah, I don't mind.
But
I
yeah,
don't
no,
mind
I
doing it
appreciate.
with another person too. If we want to bounce off
Yeah.
somebody else, I don't care.
Oh,
Let's
dude,
do
we'll bring Bayani
it.
on here too next time.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
no, hey, fantastic. Hey, dude, I just again, you know, I reached out, you know, after you know you had seen the
Yeah,
PPI, you know,
yeah.
tribute that I did, but
No, I
it was
love it.
cool, man. Just very educational what you do. Again, I am honored
Yeah,
for the opportunity to soak in this language and
I
to be
appreciate you,
able to
man.
share this too as well. I love to close my segments out though with some fun questions, right? So
Oh
let's
yeah,
do
let's
that
do it.
real quick. All right. Hey, West Coast. All right,
Hmm.
West Coast head. What is your favorite West Coast slang word?
Oh, uh, dope.
Nope. I love. Yep.
Yeah, dope. Yeah,
I still use it today.
yeah, yeah. Either that or
Okay.
hella. I don't know. I say hella as a. It's weird because that's
Yeah,
more of a NorCal thing, but
it
you
is.
know, it comes down here sometimes. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah.
All right. Fellow Filipino, favorite Filipino food.
Oh yeah. All
Give me
right.
your top three. Give me your
All
top
right.
three
Okay.
because you
You know.
know
Okay.
Filipino
Okay.
food.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Sinigang.
Oh,
Right.
that's my wife's. Yep. Okay.
Chicken in the south.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then let me see. I like. uh You know what? This is. I like. Bulalo, but
Ah,
I
you're a
like
soup guy.
taking the bulalo meat
Yeah.
and putting it in the pandesal and
Ah,
dipping the pandesal into the soup.
That sounds good.
And sometimes I'll do the pandesal and sinigang. Yeah.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what's your choice between vinegar and soy sauce?
Vinegar.
Oh, all day.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
Filipino.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Really. Yeah.
okay. All right. Hey,
Definitely.
you're a film guy. You like movie, you like
Yes.
TV.
Yes.
Tell me your choice in terms of aliens. What's the better flick, E.T. or Independence Day?
Ooh. So honestly, my mom loved Independence Day, so I love Independence Day.
Okay.
I love Independence Day.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What movie you picking between Aliens and Predator?
Ooh. The whole franchise or just the what's it called?
Oh, let's go with just the first movie. Yeah.
Okay. The first movie, ooh. Aliens. I love Predator, but Aliens.
All right, Sigourney. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not
All right.
even to, like Bill Paxton, rest in peace.
Ah, yeah.
They're everywhere, man. Like that like just sometimes like the plucky sidekick that gets killed in the beginning, like they're the best part of those movies.
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
for sure.
TJ Millers and the like, the people that die first, like they're the best.
All right. What are you choosing between the original Karate Kid trilogy? Which is the best one? One, two, or three?
Oh, one. I'm the song, dude.
That's
Like I
two.
love that song.
I'm a two guy, but yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
no. You know what? I actually do. Two is the one with the I am the night.
Peter Cetera,
Yeah, that's
Glory of
the.
Love.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it has to be because that song. Like I love that song. I
Oh, the
really
best.
feel like that song has zero to do with the movie, but I love it. Like you know what I'm saying? No, because like I feel like that was like something that
Yeah,
fell off of like Prince of Thieves or something like
yeah,
completely different. Like
right.
like a Dances with Wolves or something.
Yeah.
But
All
like they
right.
used it, yeah. Like it just feels it not out of place. Like it works, but like it was just so awkward as far as
Yeah.
a song. But I love it. It works. Like it's so weird.
And
You
that
know?
brought me back to your point, which is why I brought it
Yeah.
up, was that you like the
Yeah.
music because of
Yeah.
emotion and
Yeah.
and just the platform, the movie,
No,
so
absolutely. No,
yeah.
every like I can associate every single movie that I like with a song. Every
Right.
single one. Every single one.
Okay.
Even
Yeah.
even like with the Kill Bill. I even
Oh,
associate that with like all
yeah.
the different
Great example.
yeah,
Great
you know.
example.
Well, no,
Five,
Tarantino
six,
with
sevens
music is
from that
yeah,
from that
that's
movie.
exactly what I was
Ooh.
thinking of. The five, six,
Oh,
sevens.
yeah.
They don't get popular
Yeah.
without that. You know what I'm saying? Or Teen Titans or something. Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah,
RZA. Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah. Damn, that was a good soundtrack. I love the
yeah,
killer.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, but that's the thing. Even like because people don't realize, who executive produced that soundtrack?
Is I thought I mean RZA. I
Yeah,
thought yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
RZA did it right.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but like as somebody, it's a chop socky movie, and who better than the person who like made chop socky like popular in hip hop culture? You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, my final two questions for you. Who
Go
is your
ahead.
favorite Star Wars character?
My favorite Star Wars character is um I would have to say Wedge Antilles.
Oh shit, I don't even know who that is.
Okay, so Wedge Antilles
Uh-huh.
is the he's the fucking the X-wing pilot that Luke befriends that survives like 1, 2, and 3. He's like one of the few
Okay.
like B characters that like
Uh,
actually survived all three like Star
crazy.
Wars, like the wars in the stars. Like he's because like look, I always had a problem with Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
I mean, not really because like the story had to do with the people,
Yeah.
but like it was like every movie had like 10 minutes of Star War. You know what I'm saying? Have a war in the star, like actual Star War. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So Wedge was in all of those Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the guy that like when they get to the base, he was like the one that goes, "Hey, Luke," and he's like
Yeah. Welcome
the
back. Yeah.
person that like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's Wedge. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
So that's a hot take, but like it was either him or Boba Fett. Like people that are like real like ancillary characters. Oh, Lando. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah,
Like
Lando,
that's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. Like I don't
Yeah.
really like the main people. The other people make it interesting. So like I used and plus as a kid growing up, I we could never afford Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I'm naming all the people that like
Yeah.
we were able to afford.
Yeah, the X-Wing
What's it
pilot, the
called?
generic one,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. No, facts. No, my mom was like, "Do you want Luke Skywalker or do you want the X-wing?" The X-wing came with the pilot,
Yeah.
so like I knew the pilot. Or like IG-88, he was the bounty
Yeah,
hunter that
that's
was
right.
the, you know what I'm saying? Or Dengar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, I know those.
that's what I'm saying. Like these are the people that I like. I like,
Yeah,
the Rancor trainer. Like,
yeah. That's funny too. So
like,
yes,
like I,
they were the cheaper toys too.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
the
saying? Like
leftovers, right?
the people, yeah. So like in my mind, I think that helped too with music making because I would make whole like
Yeah.
Star Wars adventures with the people, the little elephant from Mos Eisley, the people that we could
Oh
afford. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
That's
the ones
hilarious.
in the bargain bin, the ones that nobody wanted. You know what I'm saying? I had
I
like
have a bunch of
12
those.
Ewoks
Yeah. Yeah,
because
hey,
they came in packs of three.
shout out to the Ewoks. Right? I think the rumor
They're
was he spoke
Filipino.
Tagalog.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
We know
yeah.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Tagalog, man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we know
Dude,
that. Yeah,
that was a good one. All right,
yeah.
hey, my final question for you.
Okay.
This is one I love to close with. If
Yeah.
you could share a meal with anyone, past or present, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Ooh. Honestly, I would want to share a meal with my grandma
Yeah,
because
it's the best
I
one.
feel like, well, not only that, like uh your grandmas are usually the people that like really see like the possibilities in you, that like even your parents are trying to be like pragmatic and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're the ones that really like fuel that illogical dream you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they shouldn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't do it for their kids, you know what I'm saying? So they do it for you, you know what I'm saying? So, having kind of followed my dream, I think she'd be, excited to see that.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
love that, man. Great
yeah,
answer.
yeah.
Hey, with that, thank you again. Just a wealth of knowledge, and I appreciate you taking the time to share. Time to me is a valuable resource,
It
and for
is.
anybody to give me their time, I am very appreciative. So, with that,
I
I
received
would
that.
like to turn over the floor to you one last time to close us out. Anything you want to share or just set us off with before we end this amazing session?
I mean, Happy New Year to everybody. I
Yes,
mean, yeah,
sir.
if they want to, they could check out modernnostalgia.club, but honestly, I think that everybody who's just look for knowledge. Like don't just settle for what everybody's telling you to do. Not even me. Like really just do your research cuz our our community might not even be your fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just find what's right for you. But yeah,
I love it, man. Well said. Happy New Year, my brother. I appreciate
you
it.
as well, sir.
Again, just fantastic time chatting with you. I look forward to getting this out. Enjoy.
Oh yeah.
All
All right.
right.